I want to talk to you guys about energy this morning. Energy is huge. I've been thinking about energy a lot, actually. And the last couple weeks has been a little bit like, my energy hasn't quite been as good as I like it to be. I've been moving, I've been a little stressed out, there's a lot of stuff going on, and so I've really had to use my program a lot. You guys ever have times when you're like, oh man, I have to get dialed back in because life is kind of hard right now? Do you guys do that? Because if you don't do that, you should. You should use your program to help you get back on. How many of you have ever said oh, I feel off? I feel off. Have you said that this week? Okay, the last couple weeks I've felt off, but you know what? The question is, what are you doing to get back on? If you're just waiting for time to pass and for circumstances to change, you're absolutely doing it wrong. You need to get back on because you chose to get back on. Okay? One of the things that I talked about this a couple weeks ago on the relationship call is what I want to talk about today. My question for you guys this morning is, it might sound a little cliche, but it's a super good illustration, I think. My question for you is, are you a thermometer or are you a thermostat? What's the difference? So a thermometer, who knows actually? Who knows, what's a thermometer do? Put it in the chat. What's a thermometer do? Nobody wants to be wrong, so no one's saying nothing. Measures temperature. Yes, measures temperature. So if I had a thermometer and I was gonna measure the temperature of this room, it would tell me what the temperature of the room is. It would read the room, right? And the reading on the thermometer would be the same as the temperature of the room, okay? A thermostat, what's a thermostat do? Someone in the chat said sets the temp in the room. Exactly. A thermostat is different. It's different than a thermometer. Usually there's a thermometer on your thermostat that tells you what the temperature of the room is, but a thermostat, you change that to what you want the room to be set at, right? So if you're somebody who's a little bit cold all the time, in the wintertime, my thermostat is set really high, and the PG&E really likes me because I give them a lot of money every single month because I like it to be warm in my house. If some of you are a little more cold, you like it cold, and you might have that down. So your thermostat might be at 68, so that means your room is at 68. But the thermostat is what controls the temperature of the room. So my question for you though is, energetically, what are you? Are you a thermometer where you can walk into a room and you can be like, well, I was having a good day until I walked into this room, and then my partner's being a total you know what, and my kids are asking me for things all the time, and all you did was measure the temperature of the room? Or are you more often a thermostat where you're like, all right, there's a lot of things happening, but this is how this house is gonna be. My house is gonna be a house filled with peace. And so we're regulating this temperature to 72 degrees, and I'm gonna bring that sort of energy to this room. I'm gonna bring peace to the room. Am I making sense? You hear what I'm saying? I want to be the thermostat, but it's not easy. That's right, it's not easy. If it were easy, none of us would probably even be here, and this would not be a discussion. If it were easy, this would be a pointless conversation. I actually really believe that I don't want to say, I don't want to like say it's the most important or place an over importance on it, because maybe I'm just being short-sighted, but I'm just going to say I actually think that a majority of the program is you and I learning how to regulate our own emotions, regulate our own, like control our own inner thermostat. And then also, the second part to that, once you are able to regulate your own inner atmosphere, learning how to actually make that powerful enough for you to regulate other atmospheres. Like other atmospheres where I'm talking about, you can control your environment. You start leading people. You start bringing people into your world. Like, do you bring people into your world ever? I think a lot of you do bring people into your world, but is it a world that you, is it a world where somebody wants to go? You know, like that's another question. Do people want to be in that world? So let me ask you this, okay? I want to figure out how to ask this in a good way. So, okay. If your spirit walked into the room before your body did, what would people feel? Like, what's your predominant spirit carry? Like, what's your soul carry? Like, what's your soul say? Without saying a word, without you being physically present, what does your soul say? Like, what's your MO? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, what are you known for? Is it fear? Or is it love? Is it peace? Or is it anxiety? Is it control? Or is it power? Is it faith or is it doubt? What are you known for? I would have to ask the people around. I don't think you would though, actually. I don't think you would. You know why I don't think you would? I think it's helpful to kind of know what other people around you are feeling. But what are you feeling? Because whatever you're feeling, they're feeling. I'll tell you that. You can't fake the funk for that long. Know what I'm saying? So what are you feeling most of the time? Put it in the chat. I'm actually curious. What's the feeling that you feel most often? Actually, let's do this. There's probably a good feeling you feel most often, and there's probably a negative one. Tell me both. What's the good one? What's the negative one? Fear and faith. Who else? Give me some. Joy and anxiety, okay? Anger, doubt, anxiety are the first ones that come to my mind, okay? Good, positive, bad, fear. Joy and doubt, fear, okay? Anybody else? Okay. Good, confidence. Bad, overwhelmed because my kids want to be with me 24/7 even going to Target. What is the problem? Girl, I feel you. It will not always be that way though, I promise you. You'll beg them to go to Target with you. They'll be out with their friends someday and you'll be like, That happened to me last night. I'm like unpacking and I'm like, my daughter's coming over, and then she went off with her friend and my other kid went off with their friend, and I was just like, okay, well here I am unpacking boxes alone. But I was fine with it, but I was just like, oh man, they used to want to hang out with me all the time. So I promise you it'll turn back around. Okay, so when it comes to your feelings, right? Oftentimes there are thermostats, right? Or I'm sorry, let me back up. Thermometers, they measure the room. There's something, heat or cold, that triggers that thermometer to drop or to go up, right? What are your triggers for those negative emotions? You don't have to put them in the chat. You can put them in the chat, but I actually want you to think about them. What are your triggers for the negative emotions? Can you think about what they are? Like, if you get into anxiety a lot, you probably have a few triggers that are causing you to be anxious. Rushing, yes. What else? Maybe other people, a certain relationship, perfectionism, okay? Perfectionism will cause major anxiety. You will not be able to move, not fun. Perfectionism is just a little offshoot of fear. It's fear with a cute dress on. Feeling of underworking, so it's never enough, right, Harold? Or it's like, man, like everything I do is just not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, I'll never, I got you. Missing on any part of the program. Okay, so you know what your trigger, I'm sure there's like a million triggers. You could think of a lot of things that make you like tank, right? Okay, so what are the things though that get you back on? What are the things that get you into joy? What are the things that get you into faith? Put that in the chat. I actually want to see that. Burpees, meditation, lifting, keeping my word, having small wins throughout the day. Let me point out something for you. Stop, think, and get back in the moment. Okay. All the things that get you off, right? All the things that make you negative, all the triggers that cause you to tank, those are all external. Do you see that? Those are all like things that happen to you that like you really have no control over. Thermometer. That's thermometer vibes right there. Okay? All the things that get you back on, what are those? Those are all things that you choose to do. Burpees, quiet time, keeping my word, meditation, lifting. Those are things that you chose to do to get back on. Do you see how powerful you are? For reals, think about it. Like, for real, how powerful you are. You can choose at any moment to change your own thoughts and your own feelings. Does it take a lot of energy? Yeah, sure. But what takes more energy? Choosing to do the thing or just living in that low vibration all the time? Are you guys, like, I don't know about you, but when I have lived in that low vibration long enough, I'm like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Do you ever get tired of when you're in that low vibe where you're like, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. That's just bullshit. You get sick of your own bullshit. Okay, that is not a bad place to be. I want you guys to get more sick of your bullshit, okay? Just like get so sick of it, you're just done with it and actually do something about it. I was sharing with the group this morning. You know how we say that on this team, the best way to say thank you is results? You guys have heard us say that, right? Yeah? No? Okay. As Coach Mike says it all the time. The best way to say thank you is by getting results. It's true. Do you know why it's true though? Let me back up for a second. I also say that it's not just like, when we say results, it's not just like the end result. It's just results in general. Like we'll say progress, okay? Like progression. The best way to say thank you is by progression, results, okay? Do you know why that is? So when you, I want you to think about you for a second, okay? All of you help people on the regular. Most of you are parents. If you're not a parent, you help people at your job, or you're an aunt, uncle, tia, Theo, like however. See, I dabble in the Spanglish a little bit. I see Nancy laughing at me. Okay, you help people. Okay, think about somebody that they're exhausting to help. Can you all think of somebody that's a little bit exhausting to help? You want to help them, but they're just a little exhausting to help. Oh yeah, Candelario says. Okay, why are they exhausting to help? They don't want to help themselves, Gina says. Yeah. People who are hard to help are the ones that don't listen very well. They don't listen to you. They're exhausting. If you could give them the best advice, you can tell them exactly what to do. You could lay out the whole plan, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And they're like, okay. And then a week later, they're back asking you the exact same question. And then they're back again a month later, telling you the same problem. And you've already gone over this over and over and over again. Does you guys relate to this? What would the best way for them to help you want to help them again? By listening to what you said, right? Why is that? Because there's an energy circulation when that happens. When you help someone, you just gave them something from you. You gave of yourself to help that person up out of their need, right? They don't even have to give it back to you. But if they just take all of that energy that you just gave them, they use it, they progress in whatever problem that they have, and then all of a sudden their family is changed because they actually took that advice that you gave them, and oh my gosh, this is amazing. You would be like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love helping people. This is amazing, and I'll help that person anytime. There's an energy exchange whenever you help someone. And if somebody is taking from you, and they don't ever utilize any of it, they're an energy vampire, right? They're just taking, they're not giving back. When you take the advice on the coaching calls, when you take the blueprint that we gave you and you guys use it, and all you all are, okay? I'm just showing you, I want you to know all of this is energetic. When you take everything that is being thrown out from the coaches, from each other, and you actually transmute it, you turn it in, you make more energy. That's why this community is beautiful. So that when your results, your transformation, your progress, it doesn't just help you, it doesn't just help your family, it helps each other. You all help each other by winning. You realize that? And so all those, that's what makes you a thermostat. You raised the temperature of the room by taking all the negative things that have gone on in your life. You got rid of them. You took the gems, you took the gold, you put them to use, and you just set the temperature of the room. I just want you to I don't know if you're totally catching what I'm saying, but I want you to know that you're so very, very powerful. Very powerful. I want you to take for just a second right now and think about an area in your life where you feel a little bit hopeless, where you're like, that's a mountain. A little exasperated, a little discouraged. You got one? That is the area I want you to start fixing your feelings on. That is the area I want you to start speaking life over. That is the area I want you to make declarations over. If you don't fix your feelings, you will not fix your life. And I'll tell you this, the battle for whatever it is, whether it's you're trying to make a physical transformation, you're trying to make more money, you're trying to help your family, you're trying to fix a relationship, you're trying to get a relationship, whatever you're trying to do, what's going to stop you? Right here. It's all right here. The battlefield is in your mind. The battlefield is in your mind, and your weapons are your words. We did affirmations this morning. Super powerful. Like, we've been doing affirmations on the coaching call, right? You guys, those are good, right? You guys like it when we do those affirmations? You take those words and you just declare them over your life. That changes the atmosphere, by the way. That's a great thermostat right there, changing the atmosphere by using your declarations. And as we're doing them, like, you can feel the level of conviction. Like, some people have a high level of conviction when they're saying those declarations. And there are some people, like, their mouth was barely moving, and I'm not looking around judging. You can just feel it. Like, there's energy in the room. Like, you can tell, like, wow, like, there's a lot of force coming from over here, and, like, it's kind of like there's a gap right here, and you can feel it. There's a level of conviction when you speak those declarations. Now, and I said this morning in the group, I was like, some of you are taking a nail clipper to a knife fight with your declarations, right? You know what I mean? It's like, if your words are weapons, why are you, like, using, like, this much conviction with them? And you're just like, I guess, like, this is good enough. That was me trying to fight with a nail clipper, if you couldn't tell the pantomiming. Okay. It doesn't work that good, right? I ain't scaring nobody with that nail clipper. Like, no one's scared with anybody with a nail file, right? Like, it's just wild. Put some conviction behind those declarations. Your words are your weapons. And when you start to use them, you might not believe them at first. You might feel super fake by saying it. That's okay. It will grow on you. The words that you declare them over yourself long enough with enough conviction to move something. It will eventually change. Like let me give you this example. I think, who was I telling this to? I told this to somebody recently. I can't remember who it was. How many of you have kids? Let's see here. A lot of you have kids. Well, I'll say most of you. A few of you don't. But okay, for those of you who have kids, and if you don't, think about somebody you absolutely love and adore, okay? If your kid, who's like 4, decides to go play in the middle of the street, and there's a car coming, but you can't get to them in time, what are you gonna do? You're going to use your voice as loud as you can with enough force to make them move. You're gonna be like, Fred, get out of the road right now. You would yell so loud that it would scare them.
Come on now, V. That's good, Pledge. Sit on it a little bit, eh?
you would use your voice and they would move. What do you need to make move in your life? Why don't you use your voice like that? There's a verse that says, if you have enough faith, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, and you say to this mountain, move, it will have to move, and you to go into the sea, it will be moved. But you have to use your voice. You have to use your declarations. You have to use your words. Your words are powerful.
What is your mouth saying and what is your heart saying?
Say that again.
What is your mouth saying? But your mouth could be saying something different than your heart is saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the key is to match what your mouth is saying with what your heart is saying.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Match your mouth with your heart. Match your heart with your mouth.
Your words are soldiers.
Your words are soldiers. That's right.
Are they getting it?
I think so. I think so. God made the world with a word. You guys know that? He spoke and there was light. He breathed stars into existence. God spoke and the world began. And you and I are made in the image of God. He's a creator, and he made you to be a creator. How are you creating? With your words, with your thoughts. Thoughts and words, thoughts and words. Okay, so this is the last thing. This is one of the most important things. This is one of the things I wanted to tell you guys this morning. There's declarations and there's meditations. Okay? Your declarations are coming from your mouth. Your meditations are coming from your mind. We had several questions on Wednesday on how do you meditate, like all this kind of stuff, like what is meditation, how do you meditate, da-da-da. I'm going to tell you, you guys meditate all the time and you don't even realize it, okay? Meditation is you're thinking on things, you're pondering on something. So now, if you're going to meditate, we're just going to choose what to constantly think about.
Come on, B.
You're thinking all the time. So now, instead of just letting those thoughts just rumble around in your brain, all I want you to do is choose the thoughts and keep mulling them over in your mind. Meditation, all it means is to ponder. Another word for meditation in the Bible is to murmur, okay? You're just thinking, it's just constantly like, oh, I think there's probably things that are silly you meditate on all the time. Like, let me give you an example. My daughter will not stop talking about Love Island, okay? I don't know if you all know what Love Island is, but it's a silly little reality TV show. I think she probably thinks and meditates on Love Island, okay? She's got the characters' minds in her head. She knows their stories. She's like thinking through like what happens, blah, 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 like, right? She's meditating on Love Island. You have your own little silly thing that you meditate on all the time too, okay? You have scary things that you meditate on all the time. You know what worry is? It's just meditating on fearful thoughts. Anxiety, you're just meditating on fear. So, what if you actually chose different things to think on? When the Bible talks about meditation, from what I've seen, I don't really see too much about anything being empty. There's a lot of surrender. There's a lot of like letting go of the things. that we worry about. And I think a lot of like the Eastern idea of meditation gets into our mind when we think about meditation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what biblical meditation talks about is meditating on God's word. So what if, like, let me give you a personal example. So the other day I sat down to spend time with God, and my mind was racing in a million different places. I was in my new home and I kept looking around, and I'm so overstimulated recently. Like, I've got a lot of things on my mind, and like all these, and I'm looking around my house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this should change, and I need to paint this, and I'm trying to like spend time with God, and like my mind is in a million different places, and I was having a hard time focusing. So what normally my time with God, I'll worship first, and I'll pray, and then I'll get into the Bible, and I'll read the word. I did it backwards that day though, because I couldn't focus, because I'm like, all right, let's go read something, and then let's think on that. Instead of focusing on all these things, let's go read something, let's pick that out, let's hold on to that, and then we'll get into it that way. And I did that so that I could choose my thought that way. I could choose to find something to think about. And I did, and it worked. But I say that because, like Coach Mike was just saying, like, you need to match your mouth with what's going on in your heart, with what's going on in your heart, with what your mouth is. So that means like your meditations and your declarations need to line up with each other. So when you say those affirmations, I'm going to use affirmations and declarations interchangeably, by the way. When you say those affirmations, those declarations, I want you to actually think about them. You should meditate on your declarations throughout the day, and vice versa. Like, if you're picking things out to meditate on, then you should also declare them. Your words are your weapons, so use them. Does this make sense? Okay. The things of your mouth should match the things of your heart. The things of your heart should match the things of your mouth. And then watch how your life changes, because you just became a thermostat that can change atmospheres inside of you and on the outside of you. You just became a person of power and authority. By aligning with who your Creator says you are, with your purpose, with what He says you're meant to do. And I don't care if your authority is enough to reach 3 people or 3,000 people. It doesn't matter. Whatever measure you have, you are responsible for it.